Hi! So how do you feel about those one-button plugins, which have a very simple user interface, but obviously they lack a certain amount of control that you may want to have? Now, Kit plugins have a series of plugins in the NOIZ series, which are exactly that. Very simple plugins, not a lot of controls, that just sound good and do the job. Well, since today they have a new plugin in that series called One Vox, and it's a vocal processor with a couple of tricks up its sleeve. So let's have a look. Let's go. Now, first of all, this video is not sponsored by Kit plugins, but they did provide me with an early access version of this plugin so I could make this video for you. And I have an affiliate link in the description to the plugin and a discount code that you can use to get a 10% discount. And as I always advise with any plugin, just do a trial first so you can check out whether the plugin works for you and whether it is worth it for you. So with all of that out of the way, let's have a look at the plugin. So I removed all of the processing from my vocal channel in this project and inserted the plugin One Vox. And you have the usual undo and redo, presets management, being able to compare two versions. And you have a little menu up here with some options. But the main stuff is down here, of course. And as you can already see, it is not a one-button plugin in this case, because there are quite a few buttons on this user interface, but it's still quite simple to operate. And what they first advise you to do is to adjust the input gain so that the peaks just tap around -12 dB. So let's do that first. Let's solo the vocal. And let me turn off all of the additional effects down here so that you can hear that it's really dry.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt, I feel.
Yeah, and actually let's also turn down the output so that we stay at approximately the same volume. Now next up you can adjust the brightness of the vocal with just one single control called bright.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm.
So it doesn't go to fully ear-piercing bright, but it could be quite subtle if you don't go for the maximum. So let's try that in the track actually, so that we can listen to what it needs.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt.
So right in the middle sounds about right. Next up is to add some compression to the vocal, which you can control with the reduct parameter over here. Let's listen to it in solo first.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt.
And on top here you can see the amount of compression, of course. Let's listen to it in the track.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we're writing this script.
Now before I show you some of the other features of this plugin, if you like it so far, please give it a big thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm so that it gets shown to more people. Subscribe to the channel and ring the little bell icon so you know when I post another video. If you are really enjoying my content, you can also consider using the super thanks button below the video, which is kind of a virtual tip jar. Or if you're planning to buy anything at one of these online stores, I have many affiliate links in the description, and if you click one of them and then make a purchase at that store, anything at that store, then I will get a small commission without any additional cost to you, which is greatly appreciated. But let's get back to the plugin. Now all of that adding brightness and adding compression may have added some S's as well. So there's a de-esser here, which you can turn on, and you can adjust the focus frequency of the de-esser. But let's leave it at the default of 8 kHz, and you will be able to see the amount of de-essing here on the right side.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we're writing this script. I'm owning the stage.
Now next up is an echo that you can add to the vocal. Let's actually listen to that in solo first.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm.
Actually for this track, let's do 8 notes.
No more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we're writing this script.
Yeah, so that may seem like quite a lot in solo, but let's actually try this in the track.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I'm in rhythm, no more compromise.
Still quite doable. Let's add some reverb, and again you can choose the type of reverb: medium hall, nonlinear, plate, echo room or gymnasium. I think plate usually sounds quite nice on the vocal.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise.
And in the track.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt.
And the last section here is called effects. So let's turn that on and see what we have. We can have doubles, 2 times, 4 times, up, down, or distortion. Okay, I think the default of 4 doubles might sound quite nice here. Let's first have a listen to it in solo again.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we ride.
And in the track again.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away.
Yeah, I think that sounds quite nice in the track. Let's have a listen to it with and without. First in solo.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we're riding this script. I'm owning the stage.
Let's do the same in the track.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we're riding this script. I'm owning the stage. Hard basic thunder breaking through the night. In the neon glow, off in my light. No looking back, no chains on my soul. I found my freedom, I'm in control.
Yeah, I think that transformed this vocal, which admittedly had some processing on the way in already, but this plugin transformed it quite quickly into a nice pop vocal sound, with all the features that you would typically want on such a vocal, but all of them in the same plugin. Now, when can you use a plugin like this? Well, if you want, you can use this on the full mix, of course. If you don't want to go through the setup of a whole vocal chain and tuning all the individual plugins on the vocal chain, but I myself would probably use it more during recording, and then when listening back to each take with the singer, I can quickly get a very nice vocal sound without having to set up all the normal plugins I would normally have on a full vocal chain. Quick and easy, right? Now the normal price of this plugin is going to be $49.99 US, but they have an introductory sale where it costs $34.99, so a $15 discount. And like I already mentioned in the beginning, I have a discount code that will give you 10% discount on anything in the Kit plugin store, and I believe it should also work on this one. Now, as you saw in the last effects part of the plugin, there was also the ability to have a bit of distortion, which can be quite nice on the vocal, but yeah, I also like that doubling effect, and you can't have both from this. So in that case, we can add another one of the NOIZ plugins, for example, the D73, which with the number and the button looks like a Neve emulation. So let's try to put that on the vocal as well and see how it sounds.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away, and we're riding this script.
Okay, that gives it a nice bit of grit. Let's listen to that in the mix.
In the city lights, when dreams come alive, if I might read them, no more compromise. The echoes of doubt are fading away. I'm owning the stage.
Yeah, I do like it as a sort of preamp stage into this plugin actually, especially on this voice and in this song. But what do you think about plugins like this? Are they useful to you in your workflow anywhere? Would you use them on a final mix? Or maybe in the recording stage like I suggested? Let me know in the comments. And if you tried the One Vox plugin already, let me know as well what your experiences are with it, so we can all learn from each other. Now, Kit plugins have done quite a few plugins by now, and another series of plugins that they have is their Blackbird Studio plugins, which are typically emulations of nice gear that they have in the Blackbird studios in Nashville. And I myself, I really like the BB N105 plugin, which is an emulation of an equalizer from their Neve board in the studio over there. I made a video about that as well. You can see it over here. Check it out, enjoy, and see you soon.